everyone, and welcome to a gold mine of information. If you are just joining us, welcome. And I'm going to give a quick overview of how this session is going to run. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I threw in the chat a Google form. So you're going to vote based on this choice board, which option you would like to see me present and talk about. This session is 15 minutes long, so it goes pretty quick, and we don't usually get to all of the different choices that are on that choice board. I just want to send a shout out. We were doing every single Monday, but now we're going to be moving to the first Monday of the month. So starting next month, it's going to be the first Monday of the month at 4:30. And that means that this month too, there's going to be no more sessions with this title because we have a lot of stuff going on. So if you look here, starting, let's look at July. So starting here, we've got the gold mine of information. But we also have a new series coming up. It's called Make and Take. And so with Make and Take, you will be able to join us and you will be able to create different things alongside us. And so our first session is going to be in June. And again, it's kind of off track because it's summer. But our first thing that we're going to create is Google Classroom headers. So if you want to join us and create and also take a design, you are more than welcome to join us. And then every single third Tuesday of the month, we have Abbott on, and it's a golden tea time. So you can see all of these really fun sessions kind of coming up with gold. And we also have our Driving the Change Forward series kind of coming as well, talking about how COVID will look next year and the strategies that we've learned and how we can implement those in the future. So lots of fun events kind of coming up for the summer months, but I just wanted to let you know that it is moving to the first Monday of the month. All right, so let's look at our choices. We've got station rotation, check-ins, which one has to go, future email, playful check-in, master slide, historical cell phone, the Great American Race, pile of words, student progress, make a copy, or this or that. I'm going to, again, put the Google form right into the chat. So that way you can vote for your favorite or which one sounds the most curious to you. And again, you can vote as many times as you like. And from there, we will go ahead and get started. Let me see which one is winning. Oh, here you go, Danielle. I'll post it again. And it should also, I don't know, actually, it is not in the YouTube description. Let me see if I can put it in there too for you guys. Okay. All right, we've got option number 9. So option number 9, pile of words. This one I was reading Caitlin Tucker, her blog post. So right here in the show notes or in the speaker notes, you can see here pile of words. And then also right here are the different fonts that I use for the fonting of this. Sometimes I love Google Fonts, but then you can go to this website and they have a ton of fonts that you can use. So this is just an example. Hi, Kelly. And I was reading her blog and it was really good. I was reading this and I was like, oh my gosh, this would be great in a Jamboard or a Google Slide, this activity. And she actually got this activity from Matthew, Harvey, and Jay. And so what you do is, and if you need a recap video, here's just a strategy. So with the pile of words, you first think about, what am I teaching? What's the unit coming up, and what text, what project, what words will students need to know? And so you create a list of different terms that you will need for the activity. I'm going to go ahead and share this in the chat. And again, all of these resources will be available on Awakelet as soon as the session is over. Okay, the second step, once you have your words, students are going to then look at the words and discuss and start to define those words. So here's step 1. You have all of the words. And again, this does not have to be digital. You can have the words on Post-it notes or notebook paper or note cards, and the students have all of these different vocab terms on these Post-it notes. Okay, so all around the page. And I, again, like to use that gray space in Google Slides so that way students can then drag and drop. So step one, get all your words out. Then students are going to review the list of words and they're going to decide, is this? I do not know what this word means. So we're going to have to define it and put it over here. Oh, this word I do know. So that's going to go over here. This word I don't know. We're going to have to define it. This word I know. Somebody in their group is going to be able to explain these different words. Maybe this word over here, one kid says that they know it, but another kid has a different definition. So they're unsure and they're going to put it in this category. So they're just going to put it in two different categories. Words we know, words we're going to need to define. Okay, so after step two, I'm going to go ahead and undo that in case you want to make a copy of this. Then you're going to group the words by different categories. So maybe the words are on rocks and minerals. And so maybe they create different labels for that group, and then they're going to move those words. One thing you will want to do if you are doing this digitally is once you have all the words typed on these Post-it notes, you're going to want to drag and copy these and then paste them onto the slide, because that will just save you time. Again, you could retype them if you want, but I think it's easier just to, again, see how I'm like clicking. Let's see if I can get it again. I am just clicking a little bit right here, dragging it down, and then I'm highlighting them all and hitting Command Copy. And then on slide 5, I'm Command pasting it. And I might want to make these a little bit smaller for this activity because the kids are going to have to put them in different labels. Okay, and then the kids might go, oh, this is a type of rock, or this is a type of whatever. And then they're able to put these different words into the different labels and the different characteristics based on that word. So maybe they're doing like different words about a story. Oh, this is an adjective. This is a thing. This is a noun. This is a place or whatever. And they're able to put those in different places. Once they have that part done, they are able to then go on and make predictions. So based on what they've done, what do they think that they're going to be learning about in this unit? And again, you don't tell them what they're going to learn until they do the prediction. And so then after the learning, they come back to this slide deck or this activity, and they might say, oh my gosh, we made that prediction and it was right. We were talking about baseball. This unit was about the American Revolution. This unit was about fractions or whatever. And so then students are able to kind of see, oh, did we make the right prediction or not? So again, just a fun activity for your students to get to know some of those vocab words. And you're able to see what background knowledge do my students have? What background knowledge do they need to know? All right, let's keep voting. And again, all of these resources will be available in a Wakelet as soon as the session is over. And I'm going to throw that Google form again into the chat. And we have, let's see here. I think we just did option 9. So the next one we have is option 1. So station rotation. And I'm going to again throw this template into the slide deck so that you can review all of the material. And again, it will go in a Wakelet as well. So right here is just an example of a station rotation that I created with a teacher. I think I found this template on Twitter, and then I just kind of edited to fit our stations for the activities. So right here, I like to put a timer. If you're doing station rotation, it is kind of timed, and students spend so many minutes at each station. So this one, for example, was 15 minutes just because of the amount of class time that we have with this class. So the first station is a teacher-led station. And with the teacher-led station, students will meet with Miss Fernie for a check-in. So students will meet in a small group. Usually teachers differentiate this lesson and they group students based on need, or maybe they do some flex depending on the activities that you're doing. And so then the teacher is able to meet with the students and talk about the different things that are happening in their class, or maybe there's some missing work and they can go over that missing work. The next station is an online station. So for this activity, students were going to work on the dinner party. So they were going to work with a partner, and then they're going to create this dinner party. And this one's about the Civil War. So students have all of the key people that took place during the Civil War, and they had to place them. So, like for example, Abraham Lincoln might sit here, but Harriet Tubman, she might sit down here. Jefferson, he might sit over here. They had to place where these different people were going to sit. And then they had to explain what were they going to talk about and why did they sit near that person. So they had to go into detail about, well, I put this person here because they're going to talk about this issue. And some of the answers were really detailed and amazing. And it took students to that next level in their learning where they were able to make those connections about, okay, this person is sitting next to Abraham Lincoln because they want to tell them their story about, slavery, or I'm going to sit Harriet Tubman next to John because I want her to hear that story so that he doesn't, have any issues with the slaves or anything like that. And right here is a Quizlet activity where students have additional resources to know the people. So maybe they don't know who Robert E. Lee is. They can learn more about him using this Quizlet. And then they go on and they talk about what issues might happen during this dinner party, what crucial conversations need to happen, and maybe we could change history if that conversation was to happen. So again, just a fun activity for students, and that would be the online station. So that one is where the students are working online, they're with a partner, they're doing that activity. This next station is a sketch and tell, and what we were going to do is we were going to print these out for the students to do, or just have blank pieces of paper. So this would be an offline activity, but we did make the template digital. And I think we stole Amanda Sandervald's activity. And down here, we were going to do a gallery walk. So we have all of these different battles that took place during the Civil War. We were going to hang them around the room, in the hallway, in different locations. And then the students were going to walk around, and then they were going to actually sketch and tell. So they were going to walk around the room, and then they were going to observe what's happening in that photo. They were going to sketch their observations, and then they were going to write a quick description about that sketch. And again, they were going to do that for all of the different images that were around the room. And then we have a 4Cs activity. So students with 4Cs, I like to do choice boards. And so for this one, students were just going to pick one choice board or one activity from the choice board. And right here, you can see all the different choices that the students could have picked from. And then they would go here, and then everything has a option. And again, like some of these are digital, some of them are on paper, and that's where the students have that choice. They can kind of decide, okay, I want to do this at puzzle video. Here's the 3 videos I'm going to watch. I want to do this activity where I'm designing a stamp. So again, they could build a stamp on Google Slides, or they could build the stamp on paper. Totally up to them, and it allows them to have that choice on what they would prefer to do, which is kind of nice because I know sometimes with, especially like COVID right now, there was a lot of online activities. And so again, that's the station rotation model. And then if I was teaching this class, I would copy slide 1, and I'd get rid of the little text, and I would put the student's name. So like name 1, name 2, name 3, so that the students know what station they're starting in. Oh, I cannot count. There we go. So that way the students know, okay, I'm starting in this station. I will be working with these students, and then they would rotate to the next station. And again, all their activities are right here on this first slide. This next activity was just a rubric for the students, and we were just talking about the choice board is where this one would go to, and it talks about this barista. So out of and I think I found this in a Facebook group, if the barista gave you your order exactly how you wanted it, but they also added maybe a dollop of whipped cream and some extra chocolate chips, that might be a 4. It was better than what we were expecting. Where the 3 is like you get exactly what you ordered. The 2 is something was wrong. The cup wasn't full. It had no ice. Something was, you're like, do I give this back or is it okay? Or do I not complain today? And then one is like, you have to give it back. It's the complete wrong drink and it's disgusting. So we just kind of went over this rubric with the kids so that way they knew, okay, this is what we're expecting, but here was the actual rubric for that activity. So was there visual and graphs, the wow factor? Was all your information, was it accurate and relevant? And so that was kind of the layout for this activity. And yeah, feel free to use away with your students. And again, I just put like real quick so the kids knew which groups they were in. And then you can just project it and then they're off on their own. And then you can kind of check in. And I also kind of tell teachers, get up and kind of circle around as students are working as well. All right, that went really quick. I know we only got through 2, but I feel like those 2 were really beneficial to talk about. And again, I will add all of those to a Wakelet, and you will be able to access that resource after the session, and they're also in the chat, but if you want to see it all in one place, you can go to this Wakelet session 9. I'm going to go ahead and put the link into the chat. And in a little bit, I will add some timestamps so that way you can jump to that choice board activity as well. And you can jump right to it if you want to review that material again. All right. Let me know if you guys have any questions or if you have any other ideas. Again, we will not be back until the first Monday of July because we have some other exciting sessions coming up. And so we cannot wait for you to join us then. Thank you guys so much for voting. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Bye.